What's up, mis amores? My name is Chris Ania, and welcome to my channel. I'm really happy to be here. I have put this off for entirely too long, and YouTube has been something I wanted to do for a few months. Well, no, God, maybe 2 years, talking about pre-pandemic. But yes, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristania. This is Journey to Queen. And let me tell you a little bit about me. I am 29 years old. I'm a mother of 3 babies.
What?
And I live in New Jersey. And if you are looking at the title of this video, yes, your girl was let go from my job.
You're fired.
So it was on my heart to talk about this, and I know a lot of people, you know, they have reservations about telling their business, but for me, I've learned a lot about myself being fired from a job that I was employed at for 7 years, y'all. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about 5 lessons that I learned from getting fired, and hopefully these lessons can possibly help you out and give you some advice if you were recently let go from your job. And if you weren't let go from your job, they can just give you some pre-advice. Hopefully you don't get fired, but they can just give you some pre-advice. Baby, lesson number 1 that I learned: don't get comfortable. Yes, I got my little notes here. I'm a journal queen, so if you see me looking down, I'm just reading some of my notes. So what I mean by don't get comfortable, like, remember when you started working at that job in the very beginning and like you were so eager to be a part of a new team and you just wanted to go all out and above and beyond, you pushing yourself at your comfort zone, you were showing up to work 10-15 minutes early, you was you know, you was just a team member, you was excited, you was learning, you was just really doing what had to be done, plus then some more. And while all those things are good, you were learning, you were growing. It was a new thing. It was like that new shiny toy, like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Then as time goes, all that wanes. You get bored, you get comfortable, you get complacent, and now it's just a job. You just show up, do your work, clock out. You aren't really talking to nobody. You just there. You just doing what needs to be done. Somebody asks you for help, you're like, get somebody else to do it. It's not my job. The problem with that is you become like, with the complacency, you stop learning, you stop growing. It hinders you. And I don't know about y'all, but raise your hand if that happened to you, baby, because it definitely happened to me. I got so complacent, I got so bored, I got so mundane in this like monotonous routine. I was like, oh my gosh. It was just killing me to show up there every day.
I hate it here!
But I did my job. I did what needed to be done. So don't get too comfortable, because when you get too comfortable, I feel like people pick up on that. They'll be like, oh my gosh, we noticed that, you know, you're not as bubbly, or we noticed, you know, you're not as, you know, perky, or you didn't really help out the way you used to. People pick up on things. You think they don't notice, but they do. And also, don't get too comfortable to where you think that you're irreplaceable. Like, you can be replaced at any given moment. I've seen people be at jobs 10, 15, 20 years and be fired, okay? Second lesson I learned is to have a savings account, okay? According to Bankrate.com, 43% of Americans said that they can cover an emergency of $1,000 or more using funds from their savings, and 68% of Americans who lost their job tomorrow worry about paying bills. Them numbers are alarming. Baby, You telling me 68% of Americans, they're saying if they got fired tomorrow, they don't know how they're going to put food on the table. They don't know how they're going to pay their car note, their rent, their mortgage, how they're going to put gas in the car, how they're going to get, their kids to school. That's crazy.
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
So that's why having a savings account is so important. A lot of people say 3 to 6 months or even 3 to 9 months. Just start somewhere, start small. Like look at your expenses, see what you can cut out, make a small plan, even if it's $5 a day. My grandmother always told me, if you could save $5 a day, you're on the right track. Like get something so you have a little, because you don't want to get fired today and then tomorrow you're like, I have to pay my rent. I have to pay these bills. It's a distressing feeling. It's an alarming feeling. I don't want to say emergency. I want to say like maybe a calamity. A calamity is, a unexpected, distressing feeling. Because an emergency savings account, I feel like we're just speaking things into existence. I like to say maybe a urgency distress savings account. I don't know. What? If y'all got some other suggestions for a name other than emergency savings account, let me know, because I just don't like the word emergency. It's so scary. When I think of an emergency, I think of my child leg broken, bleeding, and me having to run to the emergency room. That's what I think of an emergency as. But losing a job, it sucks, but you could be you gonna bounce back. You gonna be all right. There's 1,000 more jobs out there. All right, so that's lesson number 2. Make sure you have a savings account. All right, lesson number 3, take time to heal. Yes, take time to heal. Feel your emotions. Don't dismiss it. Get you a pen, get you a journal, jot it down, get it out of your mind and get it on paper. All right, practice self-care. You're gonna feel a slew of emotions. You're gonna feel like shock. You might feel angry. You might feel sad. It's like, oh my God, I just got fired. I need to sit with this. I need to process this. I need to come to terms with just happened, because it's a shock. It's a surprising thing that just slapped you in the face. So it's okay. Take time to heal, especially if you have that savings account to fall back on and you have like, okay, cool, I got me a month or 2 or hey, even 3 months. I don't even gotta find a new job. Great, perfect. Take time to heal. Do things for yourself. Like it's gonna suck for maybe a few days, a few weeks. Maybe not all for everybody. Some people may be super elated to have been fired and they were like, whew, finally got that off my back. Thank God they let me go. So I don't know. Depending on what side that you fall in, you may not take time to heal. You might just be like, deuces, I'm glad y'all let me go. 4th lesson that I learned was I need to always be revamping my skills. Even if you are employed in a job that you have been at for a long time, it's time to revamp your skills. Take some online courses, go back to the community college, do some continuing education, even Skillshare. I just recently signed up for Skillshare, and there's a lot of courses online that you can take for, oh my gosh, editing or cooking or graphic design, language, just so many things. So just like revamp your skills. Always like beef up that resume, make yourself more just like vivacious and va-va-voom to the next employer or to whatever you feel like doing in your career journey. You might want to be self-employed, but revamp your skills. You are never too old to stop learning. Like learning is a continuous thing. You don't stop learning once you graduate high school, once you graduate college. Like continue to learn. Revamp them skills, baby, okay? And the 5th and the final lesson, follow your passions. Definitely The only way you're going to be able to follow your passion is if you reflect on what it is that you learned at your previous job and what it taught you. If you can think, okay, I learned A, B, and C from my previous job, and it taught me A, B, and C about myself. So it taught me I love to work with people. I'm a people's person. It taught me that I don't really like this field, but I could definitely see myself working in this field. Maybe I'll go work in hospitality, or maybe I'll, see about this field. Like, there's a blessing in disguise. After being fired, it's gonna suck, like I said, but if you look at it underneath and you're like, okay, this told me a lot about myself. I've learned this about myself. And I think I want to take those things that I learned about myself and what I've learned at that job and go in this direction. Like, redirection is a blessing. Rejection is a blessing. You're going to be all right. You're going to bounce back. You're going to find something else, or you're going to create something else. It's time to deep dive into what you want to do. Dig deep, sit with yourself, buy yourself some flowers, go to a cafe, sit down, have a cup of coffee, take out your journal, and just write. Think of ideas. The first thing into processing what had happened is to put it on paper. And then once you put it on paper, it becomes real. You could put on the paper the good, the bad, the ugly. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. Give me a thumbs up, or, subscribe. You have to stop it. But yes, I hope you guys stick around. I have a lot more videos coming this way. This video was not easy for me to do at all, but it was on my heart to speak about the lessons that I learned after being fired, and fortunately I'm doing really good, so I thank God for that. I am way better now than when I was 6 months ago when it happened. So I wasn't this way when it first happened. For the first 2 months I was just honestly depressed, but I'm in a different and better place now, and it's because I've been doing things like revamping my skills and taking online classes and treating myself better, self-care, and getting your hair done, your nails done, or buying yourself flowers at the grocery store, taking walks, spending time with people that you love. All that stuff is going to warm your spirit. All that stuff is going to just enlighten you, and you definitely need that after losing a job, because you're used to working there. So now you're like, wow, I can sit, I can do what I want to do. This is nice. Stick around for more niceness. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a blessed night. Peace. If you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do, baby. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.